as a functional system is to have your database. That's why the database course have two diba, semesters. One for the fundamentals, for the introductory of this knowledge, no, or this prior topics that you have to be equipped first before proceeding to the others. And now, um, since the composition earlier is our process to create tables within our databases or database with no much problem about redundancy and other anomalies. So with that reason now, since you are able to do it, I believe this will be a right time for you to learn the normalization. Normalization much covers more, more than one or two tables. It would be somehow a reports, no? If you can still remember our activity last semester in where you try to diba, identify entities based on the receipt, diba? We have different methods, no? First is identifying the business process in where we craft our entities. The other is you make use of your receipt in order for you to identify also the entities. But for this, the goal is to do decomposition so that we can remove or resolve those anomalies. No? But this might be on a broader table. Okay? Saglit. Let me share my screen again. Start for the discussion and more on the demonstration na lang dahil after this one. Okay? So here, let me just have a housekeeping first. Okay. So we have these numbers in our topic. We have 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and 4NF. Actually, it can lead further numbers once our table is not yet fully decomposed. And these numbers represents our progress in how are we going to decompose the reference table in such way we can fully enhance its decomposition in the time or at such time that we will be able to get our final output. So this is a step-by-step process. You cannot proceed with the second NF or the 2NF. The NF means normal form, no? Normalized form. So you cannot proceed on that once you are not finished with the 1NF. So same goes with the third NF. You cannot go with the third NF and fourth NF without doing some process on the earlier normal forms. So let me do some discussion on this topic. Medyo it really requires your attention, class, ha. So just bear with our time kasi this will be our first meeting, no? Tungod sa mga kaganapan. Oh, nawala akong slide. Saglit. Okay. So what is normalization? So we have to define first what is normalization. So in a large database, it defines as a single relation may result in data duplication. Diba? Large database. So this is no longer one record or one table, but we will be expecting multiple tables as generated for our reference. This repetition of data may result in making relations very large, of course. It isn't easy to maintain and update data as it would involve searching many records in relation, wastage, and poor utilization of this space and resources. This is also our major concern, especially if you are conserving your storage resources, no? then the likelihood of errors and inconsistencies increases. So as you manage larger table with no proper design, then it would be difficult for you to handle. So I remember during the pandemic, since the the ano no since the online class is not yet available during on the strike of the pandemic, so I am handling advanced database that time, and naapektuhan yun no ang ato ang mga student ato nga batch because they just simply receive modules no without any further discussion, so medyo difficult yun siya, especially sa part sa normalization. And what happened is that during their higher levels, especially nga itong na fourth year na sila, as they try to propose their project in creating a system, one of their challenge is the database, no? They cannot retrieve or provide the report they wanted to generate because problematic kayo ang database kay tungod sa constraints at tong pandemic, no? Di pa man capable ang school diretso mag online class kay we're still learning what are the tools for online class. So gi-share lang na ako na siya. So same with you, kung in the future you will not be investing time to learn database because you really wanted to have an interface only, mas go-focus po ninyo ang interface, no? It would be difficult for you to provide results or reports. Diba? Gikan man sa database, yun kailangan ang mga reports nga to ang i-provide as an our output. Though interface will be the venue for your users to interact with the system, collect the data needed, but the database will do the process of organizing it. Now, the concern without a proper database design, it would be very difficult for you to manage and handle, and then it would be also difficult for you to provide the right output you wanted. So, if tapulan ka mag-design sa imong database, for sure, you will not receive the intended output you wanted to generate in your program. So, kung ay siya ka-technical, no? Even way back in, I was still in a college, even though dili gid nimo dapat, kana bitong you're not really into it. You're not really into it, into database because it is quite complicated. Yet, you have to force yourself to know this one because this is part of the foundation for your system to work. Diba? So, ana siya. Dapat, if you are learning for the development of a system, you should not only focus with one. You're not just focusing on the front end. As much as possible, you should have the knowledge of those creating the front end and the back end. Okay, sorry. So this is also normalization. The term itself, no, is trying to do uh, normal outcome of your disorganized table. So muna sa itong pagyal. So to handle these problems, we should analyze and decompose the relations with redundant data into smaller, simpler, and well-structured relations that satisfy desirable properties. Normalization is a process of decomposing relations into relations with fewer attributes. This just simply means na we have to decompose the same thing as what you did earlier, no? For our activity, in your activity, you decompose it so that you can categorize the related data for each of the table. No, only those borrowed attributes from other tables such as keys, mga primary keys and foreign keys are allowed to be borrowed. No, pwede mo i-acquire as an attribute. But other than that, we have to analyze those data relation or the related data of this particular table. So dapat kung ana to ang insight, no? Kung ana tong target rather, no? Nga dapat kaninga table, kung kaninga table talks about the student record, then all of the information there or all of the data there will be about the student. If there will be a subject, then all of the data there will be about the subject and the rest of the other tables Though they are entirely separated, but we can have this method that we can combine all the necessary information that we wanted to produce during our queries, no? Because we will be doing a query afterwards. Okay? So next, for sure, dili man jud kani yung after kaning sa term, but you will be more on the application and normalization. So normalization is the process of organizing the data in the database. Normalization is used to minimize the redundancy from a relation or set of relations. It is also used to eliminate undesirable characteristics like insertion, update, and deletion anomalies. So this was introduced earlier, right? Normalization divides the larger table into smaller and links them using relationships. So of course, we'll be doing this one. The normal forms is used to reduce redundancy from the database table. So natay mga step-by-step procedures. Katong kanina sa decomposition, tungod kay gamay ra magud nga table, dayra nato siya i-decompose. But in normalization, it involves larger table. That's why it requires a number of normal forms before we can accomplish our desirable output. This will be also the guide to look back what happened on the first normal form, what happened to the second normal form, and the following normal form, so that you can craft the desirable design of your database. So why do we need normalization? Nganong kailangan mag-normalize? At some arguments before, as I remember way back in college as well, there are programmers, no? There are programmers na they don't want to apply a normalized table. They just simply wanted a large table, and then all of the data there are stored stored as one, no? Isa ra jud naka-table ng database. And there are also who loves to do normalization in their table because they find convenience. Actually, one of the reason man good nga mag-normalize ta is aside sa katong ipang-mention nga we can conserve data resources, ang security pod isa na siya sa tuang gina look forward for having a database design. Kay kung maguba ang isa ka table, having this data, dili mapektuhan na kay entirely tanan, no? Na kay mga backup pa, pwede pa na niyo mabuhat ng ana. Kaysa ang isa ka table, once ma-delete na siya, entirely mawala na ang data. And the primary key, foreign key constraints or relationship have also its restrictions nga once you will be deleting a record from the mother class or from the parent table, you are not allowed to do that one because there are other tables that are relying for its existence. Bali, that simply means that these child tables, no, depending on the parent table, because without the parent table, there are factors in the child table that it cannot produce entirely the right information. That's why deleting records from the parent table might affect to some point on the child table to to not able nga di na po siya mahimong useful nga table tungod kay there are missing records already. So ang mga restrictions. On delete, cascade, on update, on delete, restrict, on update, cascade. Kasagara, once you apply that one in your primary key and foreign key relationship sa yung database, it will ask for that requirements. Yeah, what will be the condition you might set having this relationship? So ako na po na itudlo ninyo in the future. But what entirely why do we need to normalize? So na siya define Danny, no? The main reason for normalizing the relations is removing these anomalies. Failure to eliminate anomalies leads to data redundancy and can cause data integrity and other problems as the database grows. Normalization consists of a series of guidelines that helps to guide you in creating a good database structure. So, mo na to ang agenda, atong aim. Kaya before ta mo develop og system, as part of the planning process, we have to plan ahead of time what are the data that needs to be collected, what are, especially if, what will be the type of system that you are creating, right? So that will vary on what will be your database. Okay. So with the proper application of normalization or usage of the normalization, that will help you save time, no, to understand the potential problems in your database at the earlier phase. Mabawaan na ninyo if you design this math in this manner, this will be the issue, and if you design this manner, there might be a lot of benefit out from it. So data modification anomalies can be categorized into 3 types. I think I don't have to discuss the insertion, deletion, and updation anomalies because okay, I don't have to discuss this one because this is already repeatedly covered from our previous discussions. Now, we have here the types of normal forms. No? Normalization works through a series of stages called normal forms, the NF. The normal forms apply to individual relations, and the relation is said to be in particular normal form if it satisfies the constraints. So there is also a policy or a rules that we have to fulfill before we can say that we already done the first normal form, before we already done, or before we can say that this is already the first normal form, this is already the second normal form. So there are a series of guidelines, policies, rules that we must meet, no? We must accomplish para in the higher normal forms, we will be able to craft the table or the design structure that we wanted, no? So, ganon. So, nasa yung mga conditions, and these are the decomposition relations. So, nasa Dani, sa first normal form da kuno class, eliminate repeating groups. So, this is our goal, to eliminate repeating groups. And the second normal form, eliminate partial functional dependency. So, these are the partnership of two tables because without this table, it cannot complete the entire data. But there will be a proper decomposition for that, no, along the process. So that's why it is called dependency. Same with the others, we have multiple dependencies here. We have transitive dependency. Transitive dependency means somehow morabito siya, you are having a mutual friend, ngani nga relation, tulo ka buok dayon. Kanang nag-ila lang pud mo ani mong i-friend kitungod kay barkada sa siyong barkada. It goes like that, but you are not entirely connected. Same with the database, no? Murakag na part sa isa ka group kitungod na kay kaila. Something goes like that, no? Transitive dependency. So, ang ana nga aspect. Let's say let's say for example, si R2 ug si R1, ay kani si R21 o si R22, they are both friends. For example lang para masabtan what is transitive dependency. Si R21 o si R22, they are both friends. And R22 and R23 are also friends. But R23 and R21 is not friend. So meaning, na-build ni siya nga relationship or dependency, it is because si R22, friend ni R21, o si R23, friend ni R22. So meaning, nagpatunga si R22, mo nang somehow nabuo na siya nga group. So we must remove that one in our design, no? In our third normal form. And the fourth normal form, we must eliminate multi-value dependencies. We don't want that there are multiple data being stored in every record. We must achieve the atomicity of each of these record. Remember the characteristic of our database last semester? Atomicity is one of the highlight, no? the acid properties, no? A for atomicity, C for consistency, so on and so forth, right? And the fifth normal form, absolutely, kasagara gyud ito class na I forgot to mention, when you do normalization, mag-end na yun na siya kasagara sa third normal form. But if the table is very complicated, you might require to proceed for higher normal forms. So, mo-proceed ka sa fourth, sa fifth, so on and so forth. Pero based on my experience, we already accomplished the normalization process under third normal form. No? So, dana lang yun siya nga normal form. Makita na nato ang ato ang database structure nga sakto. So, continuation, Nara, muna ni ang description class. So, normal form, first normal form, a relation is in first normal form if it contains an atomic value. Second, a relation will be in second normal form if it is already in first normal form and all non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on primary key. So this simply means in the second normal form, we have to establish, we have to establish, saglit lang class ah. Tingnan ko yung katawan din ba? sige, sige lang. Yeah. First normal form, the requirement for our first normal form class is dapat atomic ang value, meaning kada record, wala gyud siya multi-valued attributes, no? We are eradicating multi-valued attributes in our first normal form. And in our second normal form, the condition must meet that it should be done in the first normal form para matawag sa second normal form, and all non-key attributes are fully functional dependent on a primary key. So dapat na siya primary key, tapos all of the other attributes will be dependent on that one. So same sa what you are working earlier, no? Nga kailangan na ID number ang kada table and ang attributes nga belong ato nga table naka butang gyud siya didto. Okay? For the third normal form class is a relation will be in a third normal form if no man at second normal form and no transition dependency exists katong transitive, no? And Boy's CAD will be a version 2 of the third normal form. So there will be additional decomposition process just in case napa siya kailangan ipang decompose during or in the process of identifying the transition dependency. So kailangan ato na siyang i-resolve muna. Then fourth normal form, if humana siya sa Boy's CAD and then no multi-value dependency, dapat dili tong kani siya rely ni siya ani ngana, no? Dili siya pwede, dapat stand alone, maka-establish siya yang kaugalingong maka-stand alone siya, no? Maka-stand alone siya. Fifth normal form, dapat humana fourth normal form and does not contain any joint dependency. Actually, kani siya dani mga fourth normal form and fifth normal form are for some technical problems na yun sa design sa table, maybe due to its complexity. Yet, kung the type of information system lang that we're handling for records, kasagara, dani na siya tama sa third normal form and Boy's CAD normal form. So, ganon. So, what are the advantages of normalization? Normalization helps to minimize data redundancy, greater overall database organization, data consistency within the database, much more flexible database design, enforces the concept of relational integrity. So, all of this will be our benefit, no? Once we will do normalization. And for the disadvantages, once naa siya pros, there's always a cons, no? You cannot start building a database before knowing what the user needs. So we cannot actually establish our database kung wala mo naka ano no, wala mo idea how to start. And one part or one thing that you should do before you can craft your database is for you to ask your users, potential clients, and masking kinsa pa na dana, no? Nga naay hanaw sa process sa isa ka business, sa isa ka trabaho, nga na. So the performance degrade when normalizing the relation to higher normal forms. Actually, isa ni sa reason kaning ikaduha o ikatulo, isa ni sila sa mga reason nga nung na disadvantages gap na normalization. It is very time consuming and difficult to normalize relation of a higher degree because we have to understand different complexities, right? And then performance degrade once you try to execute on your computer programs, there might be a hard time for it to generate output ahead of time, no, or in a snap of the a second. Itungod, it will try to call all other tables because we will be linking these tables in the application of primary key and foreign key relationship, no? So magtabok-tabok pa man sa laing nga table, ya din nang i-gather ang data. So sometimes once mo large ang table pod, performance might affect. So we resolve resources, no? We conserve resources especially sa storage, but for instance, napud gyapon siya drawbacks yun. Careless decomposition may lead to bad database design, leading to serious problem. So these are more on the parts nga how knowledgeable is the person designing the database. Kaya if wala kayong knowledge, then it would be a very ano no concerning and potentially it will lead to a bad database design. So that will become a serious problem daw as mentioned here. Okay, let's talk about the first normal form. So kani ako lang introduce, then the rest of the normal form will be explained on later. Okay, mag-demonstrate man ko karon. Okay? So a relation will be first normal form class if it contains an atomic value, so that is our goal. If state that an attribute of a table. Okay, going back, no? Saglit. Okay. Try to look at the table for our employee as our example for the first normal form. Diba? Uh, this employee relation have a multi-valued attribute. So it is not yet in a first normal form. So ang goal man sa first normal form is that it should have or it contains an atomic value. So why do you think dili ni siya or wala ni siya nakapasar sa first normal form? What are the reasons? Or what is the reason? Depende na sa iyong pag-observe class. So sa amin yung na-observe Dani? Nga, do you think nga, na-mention man Dani, employee, relation employee, kani daw, table employee is not in first normal form because of multi-valued attribute employee number. So if we notice or check, if we check our, jut lang sa may ganap karon. Jut lang pa sa for a while. Okay. If we check our employee table, we identify that there are three employees, si John, si Harry, o si Sam. And in their attribute employee number or employee phone number, we notice that John have two phone numbers, right? Because that's in reality, we cannot one person or a person may have two phone numbers, right? So na siya duha ka phone numbers. Only Harry isa lang, no? So in order for us to fix this one and para maka ano siya, no? Makapasar siya sa first normal form na standard, all we have to do is syempre, we have to make it atomic. No? Kailangan nato ang record is atomic in value. So how are we going to do that one? So the decomposition of a table employee into first normal form has been shown below. So sa yun na kasi first normal form, if we identify that there are multi-valued attributes having a specific records containing multiple data, all we have to do is to redistribute it. Same what happened in our previous table. If you notice, one record, two record, and three record. No, first record, second record, third record for John, Harry, and Sam. So ang nahitabo lang is that we distributed the MID, imp name, and imp state so that we can have a specific number of or we can have a fixed record yun kada row, no? Para ani. So nahimo na nun siyang 5 ka records in total, right? Instead of 3. So this will be the first normal form na rule. So mabuhat na kini ninyo. Ang kanila sa second normal form class, di na ito ni makontinue dani nga discussion kay tungod. Kaya ni siya nga ano no, lahi na siya nga sample. So dani na lang ta sa ko ang supposed to be exercise ni ninyo. Pero ato na lang sa nihimuong example for this afternoon, for this morning so that ma-proceed bito na to, ma-continue bito na to ang output. So, maghatag na po another sample para tumbuhatan ng first normal form. No? So, dali na kayo siya, gi-breakdown na nato ang ato ang or di-distribute lang nato. No? So, here, let's have our normalization exercise supposed to be, yet I really wanted to make it first as our sample practice for this morning so that once I will be posting an activity or exercise for you, you will know how to do it. So para ni class, this is already a large a large table na. So medyo require na nako ang inyo ang attention good kay medyo ano na ni siya, challenging na. Okay. Let's have this one as our reference. No? So we have here our health history report. First, let's try to understand what is this all about. So UNF means unnormalized form. So mo ni ang default na to nga format. Bali mo na itong himong reference. So in our unnormalized form, we notice that, di ba? We notice that there are repeated value. So mo ni yung exercise kaganina, tama na dahil sa owner. Wala na pilang schedule and procedure. So we notice in our health history report that there are repeated type of pet. No, there are also repeated value for the owner, and then there are multiple attributes being registered for each or for one record for this pet. Let's say si pet nga rover, na siya'y tulo ka procedure nga gi-avail and these are the equivalent schedules. Same with spot, na siya'y duha ka procedure, also Morris and Tweedy as well. So the problem with the anormalized form, no, is that there are a lot of things nga might lead to different anomalies. We have data redundancy and for sure problems in terms of consistency, no? And the rest of the issues. So in the first normal form, atong buhaton class is separate and distribute the value for individual records. So kung na guni siyang bugibot ngan og mga description dani para we can have a unified output as expected. So unsa ratong buhaton sa first normal form? We have to distribute our value. So instead nga kani na itulok ka schedules and procedures, atong gibuhat is atong gi-distribute para tanan gyud kompleto og record. So that is for our first normal form. Sa yun ron, no, ang first normal form. Nasabtan na ang first normal form class. Okay, second
Yes,
normal form punta. So i-distribute ron na to, more na tong goal first normal form. Distribute it. Second na dayon, second normal form, pairing of related and dependent tables. So actually, kato bitong gipang-mention na ako nga normalized process before bito or earlier. Nga katong na yung mga transitive dependency. I look for a pattern on it and we crafted another set of rules na we can still follow the same protocol. So kani siya, may own wordings na gyud ni siya, but mo na gyud gihapon ang output, no? Mura gyapon ang output. Mas klaro lang ni noon compared adto kay ang terms are very technicals. The terms are very technicals, no? Technical kaayo. So second normal form class and the second normal form is we have to pair the related and dependent tables. So if you observe here, the pet and the owner, these are related tables because who own the pet, di ba? Ang owner. So that's why they are in the same table pa as one. And the schedule and procedure, of course, ang kada procedure nagyo na siya ginaset nga schedule, no? Kaya di man pwedeng sa isa ka adlaw ang pet injectionan o gravis vaccination, no? Okay, maybe the dosage might harm the pet. So dili na siya pwedeng ana. So kanila dito with class ako sa pang remove kaya ako man giadan good, no? Giadan ako mga KRJ Suwaga for sampling lang a purpose. Okay, 519 kinsa man si 5 si Tweedy. I think this is already okay. Okay, going back here, no? Sa second normal form, we pair the pet and the owner, schedule, and procedure. So, kumbaga, naratay, nag-start na tawag decompose, no? Sa first normal form, wapata nag-decompose, all we have to do is to distribute the value. And the second normal form, we started decomposing or the decomposition wherein pet owner and schedule and procedure na table. Okay? So, nasabtan na ang second normal form. Dili na digap ng second normal form. I-pair lang nimo ang mga related nga tables. Okay, without this related nga table, lisod nimo i-crop ang info. So, paraan ni, mabaw-an na to kinsa ang pet, no? Og ang iyang owner, og sa schedule o procedure gyapon. By the way, class, if you are wondering if dapat in every normal forms ba kailangan we already fix it? No. This process may need improvement every normal forms. So same with the first normal form, di pa ni siya maugyod atong final output. All we have to do is to keep on moving forward for our higher normal forms. Kay aron atong database, ma-structure na din siya, no, properly. Makita na to ang improvement sa design sa atong database records. So kani, di pa ni mao ang final. Sa second normal form, di pa po na mao ang final. And let's try to figure it out in our third normal form. In our third normal forms, there are a lot of policies that we must follow, we must obey, because somehow this is already the end of our database structures. So this will be already our design for our tables. So I have here a label in the third normal form after the pairing, no, after the distribution of these records, and after the pairing. So all we have to do is ato na din sila individually separate. Ato na sila ipan-separate individually class. Wala na nato ni partner. Balik kanila nga procedure is para ma-notice nato ang ilaang structure, no, as we go further. Kaya kung diretsoon po nimo og normalize sa final na nga form niya, it might be difficult. Kinamoy wala might be na spot na mga problem. So more po ang purpose sa mga normal forms. And if you notice from our first normal form to our second normal form is that, di ba, repeated man ang rover dog dani multiple times. But here we only get one representation. No, kay mo man gyapon ni siya nga rover nga dog. Kay if we check the ID number mo man pod ang owner. So meaning isa ra jud ni siya nga rover. No, mo ra jud na siya nga rover nga dog, si Spot pod, si Morris and si Tweety. So that's why in the pet and owner nga table, more po ni siya nga representation. Dili na kailangan nato ibalik multiple times kay wala man siya nato gi-match with the number of procedures. Kani kay gi-match man nato together with the number of procedure, that's why it was repeated multiple times. Here, wala tay concern ana kay upat ra man jud ka iro ang upat ra man ka pet ang nagbalik-balik daani nga nag-avail og mga procedures. And then schedule and procedure as well. So ato siya ang gi-group together because each of these procedures might be availed on different times. Same with the rabies vaccination. Natay tulo ka buk rabies vaccination dani. Pero this rabies vaccination have different schedules, no? Kung kanus siya gi-availed sa isa ka pet. So it goes like that. So that's why na-group na sila. Pero if ever the same na siya nga procedure or the same nga date gi-avail, posible po no, the same procedure and the same date gi-avail. Let's say for example, duha ka pet no nag-avail og kanang sa takaron February, for instance lang Feb 17, 2024. Tapos 18 ay 19. Then ang kuandan na ni kay hair salon. Hair wash, ana na lang. Na may eye wash or hair wash pa dayon. So let's say for instance, naidwa ka pet sa tong previous nga record na identify na to nga nag-avail og hair wash on the same day. February 17, February 9, 17. ID number din sa to ang procedure kay 19, no? So siyempre, I have to choose one representation only. Kaya tungod, same man sila schedule o same po siya nga procedure. So dili na kailangan mag-duplicate pa og records. So kung i-delete ang isa, even though makita na to sa tong record dani, let's say na ay nag-avail, let's say kani 19 ni siya. For instance na ako lang sang i-change ka jud hair wash, then dani po na po hair wash dani, diba? So dapat sa tubang report ana dani sa schedule unta o sa procedure saglit. Ato sang itarong ana. It goes like that. So let's say si Tweedy o si Morris nag-avail sila og hair wash on the same February 17 to 2024. So dapat sa tontang report dani, duha ka buk February 17 goes like this nga hair wash. Pero kay tungod same man sila date o same man schedule, we have to emit we have to emit the other and make only one representation for that. So ana siya kay kanitanan unique man ni. Kay yeah, they are the same procedures para ani tulo ka rabies vaccination pero laylay man siya nga schedule so dili na to siya pwede buhatan og one representation. So dili na to siya pwede buhatan og one representation kay they are on the same para aning January 13. So pwede ra ni isa, no? Pwede ra na siya isaan na. Okay, January 13 ay duha ka mo nag-avail og rabies vaccination. If atong i-check dani, January 13 ay nagpa-rabies vaccination si Rover and January 23 di ay ni na siya 13. Sayop lagi ko ani. Ay lahi pod. Na mislook ra ni siya. January 13. Isa ra day ni siya day class, wala day siya kaparehas class. No, i-remove na natin yung isa. So, pila kabuk nagpa-rabies vaccination? 1, 2. Sakto duha ra gyud ay 13 og 23. Na-duplicate ra to. So, yeah, nga na siya no. Going back. So, wala kanila nga to na siyang A1 representation kay isa ra man sila ka date ug isa ra pud ka procedure so parehas sa sila. Ana. Pero rare, seldom na kayo na may tabo sa inyo aman. So, ito na yung pambalik ang ato ang ipang change. Kaya, sample naman to. Okay. Again, pag-asa mo once you encounter this one ha, in our future mga activities. So, first normal form, distribute the value. Second normal form, pair our tables, pet and owner table, and schedule and procedure table. Now, in the third normal form, we have to separate after pairing. No? We have to separate our after pairing. Ang purpose na sa second normal form is ma-identify nimo kung unsa ang mga table nga pwede nimo kuan og primary key o foreign key. Pareha ni pet and owner nga table, there are related man. Sa itong gibuhat dani, nagbuhat tag owner nga table. So, dato na ito gipambot ngan og owner ID, F name, and L name. Kaya duha raman ka owner gabalik-balik, no? Gabalik-balik silang transact, pero laylay nga pet. Kung atong i-check dani, si Sam Cook, na siya pet nga dog, si Terry Kim, na po siya pet nga dog. Tapos, si Sam Cook po, na po siya pet nga cat, o si Terry Kim, na po siya pet nga bird. So, bali, nasa lahi tagduha ka pet, laylahi o type. So, kung mubalik ta daan kay nakita man nato sa second normal form, himo na natong reference ang other normal forms, no? Ang previous normal form. Kita nato nga, kani siya, si owner, pwede na to siya buhatan og lahi nga table. So, pagka third normal form, dapat stand-alone na siya. Gibuhatan na tong table si owner na ang first name and last name. Okay. Then, of course, napod ang pet nga table. So, sa pet nga table, dali na ito ipambutang ang pet ID, ang name sa pet, tapos ang age sa pet, and together with the owner ID. So, ang owner ID, balik-balik na siya. 10 for the Sam Cook, 20 for the Terry Kim, another 10 for Sam Cook, and 20 for Terry Kim. Now, if you notice here, natin type ID. Because, ang record sa dog here, we notice nga, gabalik po siya. So, there might be a lot of pet nga para sa og type. So, magbalik-balik ang data nga dog. Diba? Let's say, for example, na 100 ka dog. No? Na 100 ka pet, pero dog ang iyang type. So, 100 times repeated ang ato ang dog. Same with cat, bird, so on and so forth. So, that's why, gibuhatan nato siya og pet category table. No? Dapat danin ta na sa taas para dili kay layo. Ayun. So, pet category nga table. So, atong ibuhatan og type ID, 001 means dog, 002 means cat, and 003 means bird. So, atong i-check ni kani nga combination sa owner, pet, o sa category, makita na nato dani. No, identify nato nga Kani si pet type, pwede din nato siya i-separate nga table, pero ato siyang ibutang gyapon sa pet nga table. Okay, siya man ang major nga table, no? Siya man ang main nga table. So, dana na to gipang structure dayon. Kung ato i-check tanan, 246 rover 001 o sa maning type ID 001, okay, dog, pet age 12, owner ID 10. So, meaning, isa maning nga owner, si Sampuk. Okay, next. 298, pet name Spot, ID 001. Kisa man unsa man 001? Okay, pet type niya dog di ay. Age 2, owner ID 20. So unsa man ni owner ID? Kinsa man ni? Si Terry Kim. So same with Morris and Tweedy. So that's how we decompose the table here nga to ang gi-pair. Next, si schedule og si procedure. No? Si schedule og si procedure. Now, sa schedule of procedure, we separated them, no? We separated also the schedule and the table, schedule table and procedure nga table. If you notice above, ang procedure na siya ID number daan, so we don't have to worry about the ID. All we have to do is to redefine its attribute, no? So para ni i-declare yun na itong ID, yun ang mga numbers na dara. Then procedures dahil ni sila. Na mo din ang mga procedures. Nabri hair ribbon. Iba ko na nag-i-add ba? Lagi. So wala ning hair ribbon kay basing ma-confuse mo ana. 12 na tataman sa iWash. Okay, looking back, separate po na to si schedule o si procedure. Now, you might be asking, sir, nganong ang schedule, sir, wala tay ID number? Di ba you mentioned nga kailangan kada table, but nga ng ID number. Pwede man. You can actually create ID number for the schedule. But the schedule itself is unique, no? The schedule itself is unique. And somehow, the schedule in the day, or let's say in a day, there are multiple transactions happen. Di ba? Kung buhatan niyo ID number ang kada adlaw, then you might include the time as well. No? So saan na yung akong pasabot? Kung buhatan niyo ID number ang kaning January 13, 'di ba? Ang January 13 to let's say this schedule here. Let's say kung buhatan ako ng ID number kay tungod you really wanted to emphasize nga lahi ni siya nga procedure ani nga adlaw. Okay, there are multiple procedures in a day. Diba? Pwede man nga sa isa ka adlaw na ay 5 ka pet nga nag-avail of service, no? Avail of procedure. Kasi kung buhatan na ito ng ID, para lang ma-realize yun ninyo nga dili practical ang mabutang og ID number sa schedule. Na ay mga table class nga pwede ra nga dili nyo butngan og ID number kay tungod this is already a candidate key and pwede na siya himuon nimo as key na gyud, no? Let's say himuon nimo ni siya og 01. So you might also consider the time na lang nga sa January 1, unsa ni siya nga time? Let's say 8 to 9 AM. Kay di ba pwede man nga sa ana nga day sa 8 AM na nag-avail o procedure. What if naaga po other procedures nga gi-avail? January 13 gihapon, pero lahig oras, di ba? So you have to indicate like that. So wala di siya practical, it's just simply giving you a difficulty na hinuon. Okay, 9 AM po dahil ni siya, nahitabo nga report. So kung bata mo siya ID, you are trying to provide ID number for all instances that might happen on that schedule. So it is challenging, no? It is challenging. Though, pwede man, ingnon lang din ninyo nga, January 1, January 2, ID number 2, January 3. So, you are just simply repeating the unique value of the dates. Ngayon mo lang gibuhatag ID number. So, let's say natay 365 days, so napog kay 365 ka numbers or ka ID. So, kani sila daan, unique na ni sila, no? Unique na ni sila. Pwede na sila na to. Balag magbalik-balik na sa record. It serves as a number lang kasi eh. They don't have carry much more data. At na siya ibalik. Di na to batog ID. Schedule lang din na siya. Schedule alone. Okay? Next is the procedure. So these are the different procedure ID numbers. If you notice, nagamay ang value sa tong procedure. Or, di ba, kung ato siyang i-count daani, natay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 siya ka procedures. Pero, nayuban ani balik-balik para ning rabies, no? Or rabies vaccination. Sa rabies vaccination class, sa rabies vaccination, naka-repeat siya twice based sa tong record ani. Ay, tulog yun ay naman di 13 yun di ay no. Ako naman itong i-change ka ganina, nanawara. So, tulog ka buk rabies vaccination. Pero, dili nato siya, ano no, isa ka representation due to kaning January 13, 2002, pwede ni siya nato emerge as one representation kay they are the same. Pero kaning January 23, it is a different time and schedule, so that's why dili nato siya one representation. Unlike what we did in the third normal form here, we noticed that we can perform now one representation for each tungod kay nabulag sila ni schedule nga table. Ato lang magilikayan kaganina kay kung ato mong gilikayan dito kaganina class is kani bitong ano mawala ang schedule kung ato ang one representation, we will not know if what date is this procedure happen, especially for rabies vaccination. Tulo siya na itabo. Diba? Kung ako ni emerge ning rabies vaccination nga nasa January 13 o January 23, na isa ani nga date ang mawala. Right? Na isa ka date ani nga mawala. So, dili siya pwede ani nga second normal form. So, atong gibuhat, na-proceed sa third normal form o nabuhat ta og lahi nga table. And with that reason, we can now freely represent one procedure na dayon. So, isa ka rabies vaccination, examine, treat and wound, heartworm test, tetanus vaccination, annual checkup, and eye wash. Kay mo mangyud ni ang mga procedures nga gina-avail in any schedule lang hinuon. So, mga ana ang third normal form. Again, let's go back sa third normal form before ako ni-discussing transaction table sa third normal form. So, standalone tables and their relationship. We decompose the table we identified here in our second normal form. So, siyang gi-break down into 3. Owner, pet table, and pet category. And these tables link with the pet table sharing its key. So, nag-share si pet Dani og iyang ID and si owner og iyang ID. So, that's it. For the schedule naman, we separated also the schedule and the procedure in which we represented each of this procedure as one value together with its ID number. Kaya kung atong i-check ang sa taas, para sa man silang ID number o para sa silang procedure. Just that lain lang siya nga schedule. So, dani nga aspect na resolve na tong data redundancy, no? Together with the schedule as well. So, muna gi-breakdown na to sila. And the transaction na table, the transaction table class will display the same output as our reference here in the top. Kani. So, dapat sa tuang final form, after we decompose it thoroughly, we'll be able to still generate this output. Kay mo man ni ang ato ang i-match, no? Ang kaning unnormal form, dapat ma-match na to together with our normalized form. So, atong i-check. By the way, nagbuhat ni kong transaction nga table because kani nga report, no? Kani nga report is a transaction report for a health history. So, meaning record ni siya sa health history. Now, kani nga mga table nga akong nabutang dani sa third normal form, mo ni siya makatabang para makraft nato tong the same output nga nakita nato sa unnormalized form. So, mo nang gitawag na ako siya transaction table. Sa atong transaction table, syempre, nag-create kong transaction number, which is, or mo nahimo na akong primary key. And then, nadadayin dani ang schedule, gikuha po na ako si procedure, o gikuha po na ako si pet ID. So, ang makita sa transaction table is kasagara number. But if we will be going to trace, what are this value all about? Parehas ni sila ani. Kani siya. So, this table here is equivalent to this table in our transaction. So, do you believe that kaning table nga kani siya kay parehas ani mora na sila? Did you notice the changes of our table? Ang tawag kay class kani siya nga record. Kita ninyo? Or nakaisa na ko kay screen. Saglit. Man di ko naka-share entirely, no? So, kani class. Kani siya kay equivalent sila ani. Moto mo dili. Dili. Moto ba mo class nga kani nga record nga to ang gitrabaho kay parehas ra ni sila og result ma-generate ani? Yes or no? Kay kung moto mo, siyempre ako i-explain. Kung dili, di lang na to i-explain.
Totoo, Sir.
Moto. Mura man ka ng moto. Moto misa. Sige, so you believe no nga para sila no og output. So let's check. Nganong makaingon mata nga they are the same. So let's check. In our transaction table, natay transaction number, this will be the additional column. Namatay, kailangan ipang-establish yun nga mga column, especially ka ng mga ID numbers. And then, kani nga schedule, muna ni, nag-exist na ni daan sa tong record. Muna ato lang sa isang i-distribute. Procedure lang dayon, balik-balik lang din ang mga ID numbers sa procedure and the pet ID nga nag-availan nga procedure. So, on January 13 daw kuno class, check na to, January 13. No? By the way, bahalag unsay structure bitaw sa yung table, kins nauna ang kaninga column or nauna ang kaninga column, magka-interchange siya, okay ra na siya, no? Okay ra na siya. We don't have any problem on that kay during the query, pwede ra man na nimi i-arrange kung kinsa ang unahon nimo pagtawag nga column. Let's say select all, column procedure, then schedule, then pet ID, pwede maguna nimo ma-interchange lang. Munang dili kay siya concern ang pagka-different ang position sa to ang table. Okay ra na siya kay sa query na to ang concern manggod kung wala na to na-design properly itong database. But this one, let's check. On January 13, 2002, na-gi-avail nga procedure nga rabies vaccination. So which is 01. Kay tungod ang ID number ni rabies vaccination kay 01. Ang pet ID nga nag-avail ana kay C246. Now, you might be asking, sir, wala lagi ang owner o ang pet type lagi, sir. Ingon ka, parehas sila ani. No? So, mga pagkaparehas karon nga nakulang man. If we go back at the very top, connected na si pet, di ba? Si pet type o si owner ID. So, meaning, I don't have to keep on putting it repeatedly also in our transaction table. Kaya mahitabo, magbalik-balik na good hapon, no? So, kailangan, atuan lang, i-represent na since naka-establish naman tag-relationship dani, primary key and foreign key, tawagon na lang din nato ang katong ID number ni pet. And the rest will be connected na dayon. No? Connected na dayon. Kaya naka-establish naman na sa top. So, that's why pet ID lang ato ang gikuha dani. So, again, January 13, 2002, nag-avail of procedure nga 01, which is rabies vaccination. Si pet nga 246, si kinsa man si pet nga 246, si Rover, unsa man siya nga pet type, dog, yang age 12, yang owner ID kay si 10, so meaning si Samcook. So ana siya, mag-work all together ang mga tables once they are linked already. So same with the other transaction number, natin ikaduha nga transaction number, March 27 naman, procedure nga gi-avail kay 10. Kisa man nga 10 nga procedure. Examine and treat wound. Then 246. So kinsa man si 246 again si Rover, yung pet type kay dog, yung owner kay si Samcook. So the same reading we will be doing all throughout. Kay di ani na mangudayon ta, magamit na to ang next na to nga mga topic nga mag-join na din tag table. No? From the name itself, mag-join tag table meaning we will try to merge the table with the use of their relationship. Dili na nato siya ingon nga ato siyang ipong ani og tsura balik. Tawagon nato siya gamit ang query. No, ipang-join nato gamit ang mga functions nga mabuhat ni database. Basta kay sakto lang yun ang pagka-normalize. So this will be now the output of our third normal form. So third normal form magyud sa malangan class. No, kay daghan makita i-follow nga rules dani. I-break down, magbuhat og primary keys, mag-create og single representation, and such time we will also need to create transaction table and calling all the other ano na lang dayon ID numbers from the main table. So kani sila mga child tables na ni sila no or child column ni siya dari sa schedule, sa procedure o sa pet ID. Then sa pet table punta na putay mga child ano dayon ani mga child table ni siya sa owner ID, owner table o sa pet category. So, makaya na ba ninyo kamo kagalingon mag-normalize puhon? What do you think? Nasabtan or naglabad ang ulo? Be honest.
Nasabtan ra sir pero medyo libog.
Yes. Basta gani first year, nga lagi siya, challenging yun siya, malibog pag yun ta. Sige lang kay, next week, on our class, mag-demonstrate na po kung another normalization. Daghan kitang normalization dani oh. Now, we will be demonstrating, or I will be demonstrating a normalization muna. Again, yeah. Or pwede na to nga, let's work together on the normalization. Kanang, there will be a collaboration, no? That I will be asking what will be the next. During the time nga, maghatag kong sample next week sa atong klase, is that mag-collaborate ta. Let's say, usa man akong next buhaton aning usa may akong buhaton sa first normal form, sa second normal form, usa pa may angay nato pambuhaton ani para we can entirely have ano gyud kanang interaction no even though online. So how about the others? Do you have anything to ask? Pangutana mo kay even ako pag encounter na ako sa normalization sa una, wag gyud. Ma-master lagi na ninyo once kabalo mo categorize sa inyo ang set of tables, no? Set of data. And then, kabalo mo mag-represent and apply sa primary key and foreign key nga relationship. So, pangutan na. Hapit na 12, no? Impaniod to na. Sige na, pangutan na, class. Yan na ako, wala sila dara. Yan na ako, kagibiyaan na ko ninyo dani.
Wala pangutan na sir, gipanggutom na na.
So same with me no, actually gutom na gyud bitaw class. So umantay mabuhat kay mo may schedule giset sa tua. Actually 7 to ano manggali unta no, 7 to 12. So nag-start na ta og 8. Gipanggutom pa, ang topic pa gyud medyo challenging, di ba, Morgia?
Ngali sir, libog medyo.
Ba? Sige lang kay i-assist na mo ani mo nang kailangan ma-introduce na yun ako ang normalization para next week nandito yung mga follow-up nga mga samples. Naglabad ng ningkugang na ang naong nga naglabad na gahi na yun sakit na no sige pero so far nakita ninyo ang significance sa normalization noon. Yes or no?
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So, by the way, wala pa din ako na-emphasize og ayo dito, no? Ako sang ikuan lang gamay, i-share sa gamay. Gamay na lang gid kaayo. Kay unfair man pud sa inyo nga wala na ako siya nahatagan og sample sa other section kay ako siyang na-mention. So, di ba, Dani class, ang katsada lang noon tuod kung ma-normal form na siya, maabot na siya sa third normal form is that kung naibag o nga owner, dali ra kaayo ka magbutang, mag-register, let's say 30. May numanda ni kay si Juan Luna. Ana, Tapos na siya pet nga, or let's say yung pet kay alas, snake, no? Pwede na ka mag-register o bago nga mga without affecting entirely the other records. Then ang pet table natin, let's say for example, 111, name niya kay si Snakey. Hindi na natin ilayo ang name sa siyang type. So, yung type ID kay 4, snake. Then, pet age niya kay, let's say, 3. Then, ang owner, syempre, you just simply need to provide 30 on that. Okay, dali na kayo siya. No? Ang changes, ang pag-insert, walay problem. No? Walay data redundancy. Everything runs smooth. Tapos, let's say si Snakey, mapilog transaction. So, ika-10 yung transactions. This February 17, 2022, nagpa-I-check up siya or I-wash. So, 12. 12, tapos, ang ID na lang dayon ni Pet dayon. So, 111. So, ganun. Then, kani po dayon nga record din, transaction nga record is that, ma-check na ako, pwede na ako mag-query nga, select all procedures, no? Nag-i-avail ni Pet ID 246. So meaning makita din ako tanan dato ang procedure nga gi-avail ni 246, what schedule then na siya gipang avail. So ma-query na nato siya ang ana ra ka simple na lang dayon, no? So 111 si Snakey, tapos niya ang type snake 30, yung owner ID Juan Luna. So, schedule na lang February 17, 2022. So, dapat na siya daan ni 2024. 2022 ba? 2022. So, it goes like that. Huh? Kung there are multiple transactions happen, then it will grow. So, kung mag-add po si Snakey danig lahi nga procedure, continue lang dayon, no? Type lang ninyo sa procedure, sa nga ID, mamili naman din siya dari. Kaya in reality, mato naman jud ka sa vet dahil papili naman din kaon sa nga procedure, di man gyud ingon nga ibalik-balik ang procedure nga siya nang ilista, na naman gyud na siya dana naka-display. So, it goes like that. Ang ana siya ka simple to manage na dahil once na natay tarong normalized nga table. The data itself are categorized. ID numbers na lang din ang ato ang ipang hatag-hatag, no? Ato ang ipang allocate. Okay, so I think wala gyud may pangutan na, and thank you for bearing with us for almost 4 hours of our discussion. So may I request everyone to turn on their camera. Kailangan makita na kinsa pa nang gahagok dara. Dili maka-turn on, absent. Pantel lang yung absent. Karon. Murag yung pangluyahan yung tanan. Murag yung... Sige, okay lang. About the others, Asaman, you may also take photo, ha? And send that one in our classroom. Okay? At the count of 3, let's smile to our camera. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Smile lang good gihapon, bahala kapoy na, no? So thank you class for coming. Actually, napoy na sacrifice na ako nga schedule karon, yet this is already your original schedule, Manggod. So yeah, thank you for bearing with us, hearing my explanation nga bahalag paana kaayo gipang gutom na gud mo, gipang kapoy na goro. Yeah, yet kailangan man gud, no? This is for your own benefit, ma'am. Okay, goodbye.